I request everyone to put their mobile phones on silent and follow the guidelines.
I request the staff also to clear the way, please. Kindly do not block the way straight to the dais.
Kindly settle down as the formal function is about to start. I request everyone to maintain silence. Please put your phones on silent mode. I repeat, I request everyone to kindly remain seated. I request the students as well as the staff to remain seated and clear the way as the formal function is about to start. I request everyone to maintain silence and put their phones on silent mode. I request all the faculty members to remain seated and listen. I request everyone to maintain silence and put their phones on silent. Students, I request everyone to please remain seated and maintain silence. I request everyone to maintain silence and kindly remain seated. I repeat, I request everyone to remain seated and maintain silence. I request everyone to put their phones on silent mode and follow movement guidelines. I request everyone to not block the straight roadway and remain seated.
मॅडम इकडे बसता का
I request everyone sitting on the flat parapet to come down and sit on the staircase. I repeat, everyone sitting near the flat parapet to come down and sit on the staircase. I request everyone to maintain silence and kindly remain seated.
मैं कट केला सायलेंट चेक करा फक्त सायलेंट मोडला चेक कर झालं केलं
I request everyone to remain seated and maintain silence, and the formal function will be starting in the next couple of minutes.
Right?
I request everyone to kindly settle down and maintain silence, and the formal function is going to begin in the next couple of minutes. I request everyone to put their phones on silent as well. everyone to remain seated and maintain silence. I repeat, I request everyone to remain seated and maintain silence. I request everyone sitting on the planned parapet to move down and sit on the staircase. I repeat. I request everyone sitting on the planned parapet to kindly come down and sit on the staircase. I request everyone to remain seated and maintain silence. All students that have been qualificated, I request them to come and sit to the right side. I request everyone to remain seated and maintain silence. The chief guest and guest of honor are now arriving. I repeat, I request everyone to remain seated and maintain silence. The chief guest and guest of honor are now arriving. Welcome, sir. The chief guest to be seated. झुकने कभी न दिया जैसे वीरों ने प्राण गंवाए इस तिरंगे पर मर मिटे वो लाखों ने दाग लगाए उपस्थित सभी आदरणीय एवं वंदनीय शिक्षकगण और मेरे प्यारे देशवासियों को स्वतंत्रता दिवस और आजादी के अमृत महोत्सव का हार्दिक शुभकामनाएं on behalf of Surprises Open Society, I, Sarah Chandra, warmly welcome the chief guest, Dr. Prashant Panchal, founder and CEO of Intellimate Group and Rubiscape Private Limited. The guest of honor, Mr. Sandeep Chaudhary, business head, Gift Cotton Limited, Sanjeevni Mazumdar ma'am, member, Managing Committee of SOES, Vice Chancellor, Dr. Gauri Shulkar ma'am, members of the governing body, the Academic Council, Registrar, Directors, Head of School, all staff of SSPU, SOES, SCTN, SJC, and our dear students to the celebration of the 76th Independence Day of India. ये वर्ष हम सभी भारतवासियों के लिए बहुत खास है क्योंकि आज के दिन ही हमारे देश को आजादी के 75 वर्ष पूरे हो रहे हैं। आजादी का अमृत महोत्सव is an initiative of the government of India to celebrate and commemorate 75 years of independence of progressive India and the glorious history of its people, culture, and achievement. The philosophy of symbiosis has always been to take the nation ahead, not only by qualification, but also by making them responsible citizens. Healing is the only way to new phase of growth, and we, as a universe, shoulder a huge responsibility in that. Saying that, the theme for today's event is Tan Mal Mera. We are now request the chief guest, the guest of honor, and other dignitaries of the dais to proceed for the flag hoist. I now request everybody to rise for the national anthem. Please Gauri Shankar has been guiding students and staff of Symbiosis Skills and Professional University as the Vice Chancellor. We are now call upon Dr. Shankar to deliver her welcome address.
Chief guest of honor, Mr. Chaudhary, our beloved Majumdar Madam, all my colleagues from all constituents of SOES, and my dear students. A very good morning to everyone present here. I wish you all a very happy Independence Day. With high spirits and exuberance, we all have gathered here on this auspicious day to celebrate the 76th Independence Day of our country. A very warm welcome to all of you on behalf of Symbiosis Skills and Professional University. As we unfurl the national flag, the tricolors with vibrant hues spread their wings in the sky high above. The vibrant saffron symbolizes courage, bravery, and sacrifice. The clean white signifies harmony, peace, and truth. The green denotes prosperity, faith, and strength. Between these colors, an Ashoka Chakra is engraved, embellished with 24 spikes, symbolizing peace, love, unity, and harmony. The Indian tricolor is a symbol of peace, bravery, and courage, celebrating the independence of the country. Independence. What is it? Why not call it freedom and why independence? Independence is both freedom and responsibility. It is the freedom to choose what we want to do, and concurrently, the responsibility to act in the larger interest of the society and the nation. It is being self, it is being Atmanirbhar. This day is a plethora of emotions. It reminds us of the pain of being enslaved, of the strength in unity. It defines sacrifice. It gives us an example that wars can be won with non-violence. And of all things, it makes us value and cherish the freedom we have. It's our responsibility as proud citizens of this country to practice the independence in its true spirit through the 5 pillars of our constitution: justice, liberty, unity, equity, and fraternity. May we leave a better future and embellish it with high hopes, growth, and positivity. Once again, I wish you all a very, very happy Independence Day. Jai Hind.
May I now request Sanjeevni Muzafdar ma'am to felicitate the chief guest, Dr. Prashant Pansare. Thank you, ma'am. May I now request Sanjeevni ma'am to felicitate the guest of honor, Sandeep Chaudhary. Thank you, ma'am, for doing the honors. I now request the guests to come on the dais. You never change your life. Step out of your comfort zone, and change begins at the end of the comfort zone. Students at SSPU are often motivated to step out of their comfort zones and excel across various fields, academic as well as extracurricular. I request the awardees to come to the stage as I call upon their names. I request the chief guest to hand over the certificate of appreciation to the students as I call upon their names. Tanvi Malhari, student of Symbiosis Junior College. College for winning a gold medal in national level kickboxing and karate. Aryan Anand Sachin, a student of ISIS Junior College for winning a silver medal in MAS wrestling and bronze medal in welterweight. Tanvi Parhane, Abhi Sneha Sal, a student of St. Vincent Junior College for winning the gold medal at the district level and silver medal at the national level for rifle shooting. Sia Shetty, a student of St. Vincent Junior College for winning gold and silver medal at the district and zonal level for freestyle drinking. Ashish Radhani from School of Photography for being selected in the top 10 teams at the national level in APIT. Anushka Rangote, a student of St. Vincent Junior College qualifying for pre-nationals in 10 meters distance shooting. Purva Singh, a student of St. Vincent Junior College for being the topper of HSP course, art stream. Vasundhara Baghole, a student of St. Vincent Junior College for being the topper of HSP course, commerce stream. Anwar Kochari, a student of St. Vincent Junior College for being the topper of HSP course, science stream. Sakshi Sonika and her team from School of Architecture, Urban Development and Planning for their innovative prototype idea recognized at the national level in the Toycathon competition. I now request the guest of honor, Mr. Sandeep Chaudhary, to hand over the certificate of appreciation to the students. Harshavardhan Shinde and team from School of Architecture, Urban Development and Planning for design consultancy for PCMC Nifty Flyover Beautification. Anjaliya Krishnapura from School of Data Science for 8 Indian and 1 USA patent, collectively in machine learning, deep learning, IoT, and blockchain domain. Zai Umari from School of CSIT for her outstanding performance in internship for solving a cyber fraud of worth 400. Swapnil Anitama from School of Mechatronics Engineering for having 2 Indian patents published in electric vehicles and fault diagnosis for food. I now request the Vice Chancellor, Dr. Shirkar, to hand over the certificate of appreciation to the students. Adhira Jadhav and team from School of Media Management for winning All India Navachar Food. Soham Rahiwal from School of Retail Management for state level shooting championship. Sujay Shinde from School of Logistics and Supply Chain Management for his extraordinary performance in extracurricular activities. And Ashish Gandhi from School of Automobile Engineering, who got selected in top 10 teams in the national level in KPIT. Thank you to the dignitaries for doing the honors. Mr. Sandeep Jordan is the business head of the engine business at Reeves Cotton Limited. Prior to this, he was the general manager at Kohler. He is a veteran of the automotive power industry and has served in various leadership roles. May I now request sir to kindly address the audience.
Respected officials, dear friends, today I wish very happy 76th Independence Day. My best wishes to all of you. Actually, today is a very special day for us. This is 75th year we have completed for our independence, and all over India we are celebrating this Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. And I am very lucky that today I got a chance to come here in this SSB University and share my thoughts. So this is I feel honored. As we all know that India is a very big country of unity. There are multiple states, more than 100 languages are spoken here with more than 250 mother tongues. Different states have different work culture, different cultures. In spite of all this, when it comes to celebrating Independence Day, we celebrate it as a national festive. And this shows to all the entire world that we are one and we love our country very much. This gives a message of unity in diversity in our country. Today, as we remember all our progress in last 75 years, what we have achieved and what country has given to us, let's not forget our soldiers. We must thank to them for keeping our life in peace, that we can live in peace in our country. By choice, we have selected different professions. Everybody cannot be the soldier and take care of safety of the country. So based on our limitations, our preference, we have selected some choices in our life, either starting the business or doing some profession. But it is our individual responsibility as a citizen of India that whatever we are earning or whatever we are getting from this country, we must give back something to society. That is what we can contribute. We cannot contribute like the soldiers, but giving some percentage of whatever we are getting it, let it be wealth. If we are earning very good wealth, then we must give it back some percentage of wealth to society, those who need it. Everybody don't have wealth, so somebody has health also. So we must contribute. Those who are having health, they must contribute to the society by educating people how to maintain the health, what is the importance of health in individual's life. So we can contribute by wealth, we can contribute by health. Sometimes we don't have wealth and we don't have health also, but definitely we have knowledge. So knowledge is actually very important thing. Yes, it takes hard work to get the knowledge, but it is easily available also. So knowledge sharing, whatever information we are, skill sets we are having, we can definitely give it back to society by sharing knowledge and improve the lifestyle or knowledge base of entire country, all the citizens. So it is our responsibility, and I think on the 76th Independence Day, we must think on this and give back something to society. Now, when I was talking about knowledge, yes, it is easily available now because of social media, internet. Earlier days, it used to be available only by doing some hard work. It was available in hard copies. Now it is easily available if somebody wants to gain the knowledge. He or she can gain the knowledge. And having knowledge is not important. How we applicate it in our day-to-day life, how we applicate it for society, how we applicate it for nation or world, that is more important. And for applicating our knowledge, I think skill sets are more important. So having any knowledge or capability, how we applicate our skills is very, very important. And if we don't applicate it properly, then success don't come. And when I entered this university, I think this is university is made for developing the skill sets of each individual. And that is what is required. Education, knowledge, all the universities or all the colleges are giving. But developing the skills is very, very important. I have been in this industry from last 27 years. I'm working in this industry. It is very difficult to get the skilled person. We are getting a lot of educated people, but getting skilled person is very, very challenging. And when I say skills, that skills can be technical skills, managerial skills, and behavioral skills. So I request not only management, but all the students and staff also, please, apart from technical or theoretical learning, please focus on skill development in industry or everywhere. Skill is definitely recognized, it is appreciated. And I was very happy when I was interacting with all of you that you are focusing on, when I was discussing with sir, he just shared one experience of that this university is training mechanics or employees about the electric vehicle servicing, everything. So this is skill development, technical skill development. But at the same time, apart from skill development, I also request to give focus on behavioral skill development. In behavioral skills, there is a lot of decision making, I do have a lot of postgraduate from IITs or PhD employees, but they struggle to take decisions. They struggle to solve the problems. They don't have analytical abilities. They don't have a people management skills. So apart from technical skill, I'm sure this university must be focusing on developing the behavioral skills also, particularly problem solving, data analysis, and decision making. So this is very important. And with this, I wish you all the best. And from bottom of my heart, I want to say Bharat Mata Ki Jai and Vande Mata. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your motivating words. An innovator at heart, mentor by might, and an entrepreneur by foresight, Dr. Prashant is the founder and CEO of Intellimint Group and Rubyscape Private Limited. He bootstrapped Intellimint in 2004 and Rubyscape in 2020. His strengths are in identifying and investing in next-generation technologies, building disruptive products, and fostering innovation culture across the teams. Under his leadership, Intellimint has emerged as a globally respected business analytics company operating in Australia, Europe, India, and Singapore, partnering with hundreds of Fortune companies. Intellimint has been a winner of Deloitte India Fast 50 Company, Zee Business and Time Award, and many more accolades. May I request, sir, to kindly address the audience.
Thank you. I have a request. Before I start, can we have 30 seconds of thundering round of applause, and why I'll tell you after that. Thank you. Madam, I must say you have a extremely good students and faculties. They are so obedient that they just follow what was expected out of them. But this was mainly for three people. First was for India, all the soldiers, everybody who has actually contributed to give us this freedom, what we enjoy today. And as we celebrate Azadi Ka Amrut Mahotsav, so the first clap was for our nation and people who actually made their contribution in nation building. Second one was, of course, to the Symbiosis Skills University for creating such a wonderful platform here, where I see one side, there are your housekeeping staff members there. Most of the women today, Prime Minister did mention about the country's sovereignty will be protected and the dignity will be protected more by respecting women. We have your security forces, we have faculty members, some of the family members, students, and some winners. So it actually creates a platform for the skill development and excellence. So the second claps were for all of them. The third was for the students, but we clapped for them in advance for the accomplishments that they're going to do in their respective careers. Respected dignitaries on the dais, Muzumdar Madam, it was quite fortunate to be honored at the hands of you. And the vision and the foundation that you have laid for the university is quite remarkable. Absolute need for industry. My dear fellow Indians, it's quite heartening to speak to you on this occasion with so many different feelings. Probably most of us were born in independent India. We might not have really known or suffered the struggle. We may have picked up that from the books and from the people that we know. But it is also a time for us to stop by, think, and feel for the country. And if you see, since last 3 days, I don't think probably there would have been more exciting and enthusiastic Independence Day movement in the country with Har Ghar Tiranga kind of a movement. And everywhere you are going, you are actually seeing the tricolor flag, and it gives you a different feeling. You get actually this feeling when you are on, the borders and some of the towns there. If you go to the Kargil, if you go to Leh Ladakh, those kind of borders, there you feel that patriotism, and you see many places the flags being there. Generally, we, at least I have seen that we do this on probably 2 days, but it was quite heartening. And what is the essence? What is the spirit of this movement? It's not a day celebration, but I call it as a movement. And Gauri Madam did mention, during her speech that being Atmanirbhar, what does this mean in this context? And if you see that there has not been a greater emphasis on being Indian and being proud about it. There is a reason, there is also economic reason. As we see what has happened during the recent historic pandemic followed by the lockdowns, which is the country that is fastest recovering from these so to say lockdowns and the impact. As the world is heading towards a massive global slowdown and financial recession, comparatively, Indian economy has much better immunity. And these are, few of the things that actually makes us feel not only comfortable, but proud that more importantly, when we look at next 75 years, what is there in store ahead of us? And hence, in that context, I feel that if we stop by and know what are the reasons, and probably I would just like to make a reference of Lataji's famous song, "Ye Mere Watan Ke Logo, Zara Aankh Mein Bhar Do Pani." Now, when we celebrate these days and remember, offer our tributes, offer our sentiments to the people who have contributed to this movement, as Gauri Madam rightly said, that what is independence? It is freedom and responsibility. So when we are celebrating the freedom part of it, what is the responsibility part of it? And the responsibility is every drop in the ocean counts. If India has to become superpower, India has to become a Atmanirbhar country, India has to become a power that can lead the world. It is also up to you and me. It is to every individual to actually build the nation more stronger. And let me share with you, it's not only the sentiment, it's not only the patriotic sentiment that we are talking about. You know, the International Economic Forum has also been acknowledged, be it World Bank or IMF, they have been acknowledging that Indian economy has recovered fastest, will have highest GDP growth rate, next 18 months. And what is more interesting to see is last probably 24 months, 2 years of those lockdowns, India has been doing wonders in some of the areas. And if we understand it, why it is happening, probably we will be in a better position to prepare ourselves for future. For example, technology. India, as you all know, is the IT superpower in the world. We have helped world some of the most developed countries to achieve their technological superiority. You know, and in India, we are actually doing a lot of revolution. If you study the internet statistics, we're not only the cheapest mobile internet economy, with more than 50 crore mobile internet users, they have been creating history almost every month. If you look at not just the cost and the scale of that economy, which is taking a lot of things in fold. A few years back when RuPay as the credit card gateway was launched in India, you look at the UPI payment gateways a few years and how it is creating history. And why these things are important for us to know is that when the nation is adopting these technological platforms, we have recorded $44 billion transactions during last 24 months. And the second country to report those kind of transactions on the national payment gateways is China at 23 billion. You can imagine, even if you're going to a small store or you're going on Thela for a Pani Puri, that 10-20% transaction you are now doing using your payment gateways. What is interesting is that when such a massive amount of technological revolution getting citizens from multiple folds onto single platforms, how many frauds have happened? How many times you experience the servers are down and your transactions are not going through? That is quite commendable and revolutionary. And hence I feel confident that when India has to superpower, and the guiding nation to the world, have we really arrived? There is a strong foundation that has been laid by so many contributors, so many different parts of industry. And it's not only about the technology as such. So when we talk about finance, the fintech industry as such, and I was giving some references, what has happened recently in the Russia and Ukraine war. So to do some arm twisting, probably some of the American companies were advised to stop or block their payment gateways during the war-like situation. And overnight, be it Apple Pay or be it Visa, MasterCard kind of payment gateways, they were blocked by American companies to support Ukraine. I'm not going into the politics of that, but what happened, Russia being Russia, probably in a week, they actually shifted to the Chinese banking system. And there is a lesson for us here, and that's why I wanted to make this reference. If India has to face this kind of a situation, you already have to pay. There was a time where some of the tech giant companies laughed at us that first, does India need its own credit card gateway? Second, is India capable to handle that? For ages, those companies, and I'm sure you must have also come across that one of the CEO of a large credit card company writing a letter to the United States President about their growth numbers are now declining because of the RuPay, and a lot of citizens are coming for the first time in the financial services domain by opening their Aadhaar cards. Are they getting Aadhaar accounts identification? They getting into the banking system, right, with Jan Dhan Yojana, and they also getting the insurance cover. Now, these are some historic times. These are some of the historic movements that are happening. And how are we doing the inclusivity? We talk about the diversity and unity of India. The inclusivity also has to be economic inclusivity. Then only it is sustainable. It is not only one section of society that can be progressive and leaving others high and dry. The nation will never be stable. Nation will be never progressive. In fact, on the other side, if you see, a massively populated country like us, with so much of a diversity, complexity, if you look at, still there are so many people under the below poverty levels, and we have so many population still staying in slum and rural areas. Why this lockdown was handled or managed so profoundly, and many people wonder, right? Sometimes we would talk about Dharavi in Mumbai, but look at nationwide. People had no jobs. Their source of earning was halted, and there were no major riots in the country. Why did that happen? It happened because of two things. One is the Sahishnuta, what has been taught and given by our culture, that tough times never last, but tough people do, and difficult phases in life come and go. So people were quite optimistic and patient about it. The second real reason was most of the underprivileged people were covered because of the digital payment gateways of benefits directly going and reaching out to them, including the monthly ration that was going there. The point I'm making is that if you have systems in place, that lays down the foundation for the economic development and the progressive nation building. And that is why I feel it is so timely and important that Symbiosis Skills University kind of campus, who is producing some of the fine professionals for future. And we are talking about the skills. Friends, let me give you just one sentence. What we look for in industry, attitude is hired and skills are developed. And here is a university that's actually doing skill development by bridging that gap. But attitude is part which is in your hands. That's something that actually, comes to you with your upbringing, your Sahishnu, your culture part of it. And with attitude being blended with the skills, you can become a parallel. What we at industry are doing or looking forward, there is such a massive growth potential for India. There has to be a mechanism as how we convert this potential into an opportunity into economic reforms or economic progress. And that cannot happen by only few individuals or section of industry or government. We have to do that collectively. And hence, I think it is also quite symbolic, not only for us, but also to the world, the way we are celebrating our Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, with everybody, taking pride, hosting these flag. And just yesterday's newspaper, there was some small clipping there, and that actually set me thinking. One of the accused terrorists' father was actually hosting tricolor, in his own home. That news article also grabbed my attention. How are we changing and positively influencing all sections of India? And that article cited that the person has been behind the bars, for several wrongdoings, but his family was always looking at the patriotic reason. And when his father actually, flagged the Tiranga, that actually became the news. Now, there is a lesson there. Even if the evil spirits you have, you can win that with a kind heart. And as Shiv Khera in his very famous book called Freedom is Not Free had mentioned that it is not the action of wrong, but it is inaction of good that sometimes becomes a hindering block in bringing that change. Today, we all are witnessing this historic movement, celebrating the 75 years of independence of the country. What is lying there ahead of us is a massive, massive opportunity. And it's not just an economic opportunity, right? You can be rich and famous with your own kartutva. But what is even more important is that don't forget to be nice and kind human being. That's more important, rather than only thinking about the economic side and part of it. We're seeing a lot of technological revolution that is happening, but don't become isolated, become independent in true sense, become independent so that we can practice interdependence and we can progress together as a nation. There are many areas and aspects, if you actually see that how India has all those scientific reasons to become the next economic power. and with what is happening on international arena, also makes our case stronger. But we are also quite a vulnerable nation. And I think in that sense, if you see past few years, there has been a collective patriotism that is being demonstrated. Right? Some people did criticize that tali or thali bajane se kya hoga, but that has also been quite symbolic how we held the entire nation together during the historic lockdowns. What is going to happen if we are just flying tricolor everywhere? Probably is there likely to be some scam or something of that sort? If we don't take pride now, when are we going to do that? And especially when we are now heading towards, so to say, comparatively a little better economic times, when the entire world is going through a financial depression, it makes us more responsible as Indians, as India, what we can do to the world and to the world of humanity. My message to all the young students is that I believe just at the right campus at the right time. I have been here visiting for a few times. I've seen your investments in creating some of the finest labs that can not only give the exposure and knowledge, but with our interactions with your faculty members, your founders, they have a great vision how they can make meaningful contribution in this cause of nation building. It's not only running an institution. It's not only taking some classes, but I think this is a cause for nation building, and that is coming quite evident. So don't be at the campus only for learning few lessons and obtaining a degree so that you can carry on with life. But while you are at the campus, internalize, feel. Don't only think, feel, and when you feel, that energy and that force will help you become better and better in future. Thank you once again for inviting me, and thanks for those wonderful claps that we had for India celebrating our Azad Ka Amrit. Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you so much, sir, for your inspiring words. Dr. Ashish Dixit is the director of the School of CSIT and School of Data Science. May I now request sir to propose the vote of thanks.
Morning to everyone, and happy Independence Day. First, thanks to the skies which have opened up so that we can celebrate the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav the way we wanted it to be celebrated. So, anyways, it's my I feel privilege to propose the vote of thanks on this auspicious occasion of our national importance, the Independence Day, on behalf of Symbiosis Open Education Society, its universities and institutes, and my personal self. I am very happy to propose the vote of thanks. We are grateful to Mr. Prashant Pansare for accepting our invitation, and so thankful to Mr. Sandeep Chaudhary also for fixing this occasion. It was definitely an electrifying speech by both of you, starting with the claps and something which charged us. Thank you very much for that. We are indeed blessed with the presence of Sanjeevani Muzumdar, madam. Thank you, madam, for. Thank you, Dr. Gauri Shiurkar, the Honorable Vice Chancellor, for guidance and support. Thanks a lot to Honorable Pro Chancellor, madam, Dr. Swati Muzumdar, who couldn't make it to this function today, but her motivating thoughts and her support is always with us. Next, my thanks to the management committee members, the general body, the academic council members, the registrar offices, registrar sirs here, officers, and all my colleagues, directors and program heads, dear students, all young and vibrant with showing up on this pleasant morning. Thank you to the support staff, the campus admin. Thank you very much. SSPU was honored to host this function, and I would not be able to thank much the efforts that the organizing committee has put forward. All the faculties of CSIT, data science, and other schools who joined us. in ensuring that this program gets celebrated with the perfection that it should be. Thanks to all the support staff just sitting there and all the students who were part of the organizing committee. With the resolve that we all will continue to contribute to the growth of this great nation, our motherland, our great Bharat. I wish you all again a very happy Independence Day. Thank you one and all. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
Thank you, sir. May I now request everyone in the audience to move to the auditorium for the cultural program by our students. I request everyone to remain seated till the dignitaries leave the dais. I'd also like to announce that on the occasion of Azadi Ka Amrit, our university has organized a blood donation camp. Hence, I urge everyone to attend the camp as well. I repeat, I request everyone to move to the auditorium for the cultural program by our students.
The blood donation camp is organized in M105.
The blood donation camp has been organized in M105 at 11 a.m. For that, I request everyone to attend the cultural function.